Hi, Empress Justice here. If you'd like to check out daily readings, you can check them out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you'd like to check out my July 2022 reading and my Uttara Ashara reading, Full Moon in Uttara Ashara, you can check that out on Empress Justice Tarot YouTube. Now, I am actually going to be doing a live reading on the 19th of July 2022. So that's on Tuesday. I'm going to be doing that reading, and it's going to be the new moon in Pusha. So looking forward to doing that for you guys. Now, unfortunately, I'm joining you on a pretty unpleasant note, because I did part one of this video that this guy had on me. Now, after I do this video, I'm not mentioning him again, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because he is not interested in disproving gang stalking. What he's interested in doing is approaching targeted individuals, subjecting them to narcissistic abuse to the point where they lose their emotional core or their emotional center, and basically try to coerce them into talking to him. Okay? And his jokes are not even that funny. He's not funny. He's the type of people that appeal to him are either malignant narcissists like himself, or they're repressed ass wet rags. But this man, judging by yesterday's activity, he is not well. He's not well in his head. So I'm going to resist trying to turn this into a roast session as much as I can. I'm going to resist it. But I am going to show you more of this video. Once again, I'm putting a cap on 2 hours because I don't want to go overboard, right? So I'm going to do this video. I'm going to make sure it's 2 hours maximum. Okay? All right? So neighbors are cleared out before the shitstorm starts. So I'll try to stick around for this shit. Okay. So anyway. So this is it right here. So I've done it for 21 minutes. I ended it at 21 minutes the last time. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to keep this video under 2 hours. I'm checking it. It's 9:17. It will be 9:18 when I start this video. So let's continue. I'll get the speaker up here.
So I was here on the internet, and I understand the internet, and I use technology.
Wouldn't it be possible, though, that someone who was on the internet before gang stalking became relevant on the internet, that they could be a gang stalker that just became one later on?
Yeah, but the...
Hey! Common sense! Thank you, sir.
I'm talking about the nomenclature behind it, all the words and shit, the labels that they put on themselves. I mean, this shit's a fairly new thing.
No, the labels are new. The shit is not new. What is your point exactly?
That's why the first published study in 2015 mentions it. They searched the catalogs and things and could not find any other study on this quote phenomenon.
Is it like a rival gang type thing? Is that why it's called gang stalking?
No, it's called gang stalking because they consider random people, not just agents.
I don't know who this person is talking to Nerve Gorilla right now, but whoever they are, they're asking some real questions. Like, come ask us. We know better than this guy. This guy is just here to just do roast videos and like download all our videos in order to say dumb shit and make, dumbass thumbnails. He's not doing anything with the information he's been given. Ask us. We know better than this guy. But, this young man on the other end of the phone, he's asking some real questions here.
And shit, but like random individuals being paid off, including like crackheads and shit. They think that the police go intentionally pay crackheads to, monitor and spy on and bug and cough. But
the police hire crackheads all the time as informal collaborators. It's called informal collaboration. They do that all the time. Like, what are you even talking about? And, if these systems are already put in place, they can be put in place for multiple people. It's not that much out of the realm of possibility. He's acting like it's something out of a Stephen King movie. It's not. Again, exaggeration to the point of hyperbole. That's another narcissistic tactic.
believe it or not, all these weird things, dude. They think you walk past one of these TIs and you cough. They think that you did that intentionally to bug them.
No. Sometimes that is done intentionally to bug you. Where the hypersensitivity angle of it comes into play, where is getting us hypervigilant, they'll have one person cough so that the next person who does it, it seems like they're doing it intentionally to mess with us. So the point is to do little things, tiny things, and get us hypersensitized to those things so that we'll become paranoid and doubt our own instinct. That's normally how it works. That's how gaslighting works. So gaslighting forms a very important part of gang stalking, because if you start to doubt your own mind, then you can't trust your own mind. If you can't trust your own mind, then can you really be trusted to look after yourself? So it goes into this slippery slope. And again, that's what narc abuse does all the time. They go out of their way through hyperbole, through insults, through exaggeration of their own virtues to make you doubt your own mind and make you doubt exactly who you are and what you're doing here. And he's tried to do that with me, and he's tried to do that with other TIs as well. But this guy's really dangerous because he says valid things. This person right here, Nerve Gorilla, says valid things like you need evidence for what you're saying and this, that, and the third. But then he goes and does the craziest, shittiest things that he can think of to do. That's the problem that I have with him. Don't talk about evidence, and then when the time comes for you to actually prove that I'm a quack and that I don't know what I'm talking about, or that I'm a malicious disinformation spreader, have something other than your personal opinions. So far, the only thing you've got on me is the link stuff, because he was right about the links. I hadn't noticed that the external links that had been posted on YouTube had disappeared. I hadn't been aware of that, so I thought he was lying. But then I tested it myself, and it turns out, nah, this is one of the few occasions where it's actually telling the truth. So even then, that's a distraction. Do you see this? We're already derailing from the conversation. So I was wrong about the ad blocker thing. I'm happy to admit that I was wrong, but then he'll go into other stuff. He'll pick shit out of thin air to come at you with. He made another video about astrology being dumb and all that type of stuff. It's just derailing from the conversation. Is gang stalking real or not? So you're talking a little bit about it here, but what you're doing is you're trying to use valid reasons to hook people in, and then you will put bullshit around that core tenet. And you get away with it because people can't put a label on what you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Mental health, man. Big problem in this country, dude. United States of America.
So, are you motivated to try and help people like this?
Well, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not,
Let me see the comments here. It says, LMAO, Flapjacks, LOL, my page. Look outside. Okay, so that has to be Dose. Dose has to be the one asking the questions. Good questions, Dose. Yeah, you're asking the right questions, man. Phil would tear these troglodytes to shreds. Phil needs to come see me because he'll get a different type of troglodyte over here. I don't fucking play. Yeah, he needs to come see me. He needs to come see me, and he needs to come see the TIs I deal with. You people ain't ready. You people ain't fucking ready. I can guarantee you that. For nothing. But let's continue.
A psychiatrist or anything. And part of that's good because I can say whatever I want to them and I'm not going to get fired. You know what I mean? I can call them stupid losers. Wait a
minute. What?
But, a psychiatrist or anything. And part of that's good because I can say whatever I want to them and I'm not going to get fired. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So basically, you think that there are people who are mentally ill. Okay, they're not doing anything to you except maybe targeted Tony, who's talking about stuff that you might have done. So these targeted individuals are not doing anything to you. They're not harming you. They're talking about technology that's already out there. They're talking about phenomenon that is already out there, or tactics by law enforcement and military that have already been used. They're talking about stuff that already exists. They're just saying it's happening to them. And suddenly that's enough for everybody to decide that we're troglodytes and No, the reason why I said you guys are troglodytes is because you need this anger and this hatred in order to validate your existence. Us TIs don't need that. We've never needed that. Okay? So, yeah. I mean, mental health people. What about your mental health? Good grief.
I can call them stupid losers. I can call them butt logs. I can,
You can call us stupid losers and buttlogs. So what makes you think we're going to do a voice interview with somebody who's going to disrespect us like that?
tell them that they need a checkup from the neck up, and I can't get fired because I'm not related to the field. However, I have done enough research to know that, I mean, this shit is obviously a delusion.
No, you haven't done any research, because if you had really done your research, you realize it wasn't a delusion. Bill Clinton in 1995 actually made an apology to targeted individuals. He didn't call us that, but he apologized for stuff that went on with regards to MK Ultra. You can look it up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I've looked it up and I've done my research. So if you want to make, comments about that, because I'm not the best editor, I don't have the best memory, but you guys can look it up. Bill Clinton, and if you have a US president apologizing for it, and you have the US government funding behavioral control experiments, that's online too. I mean, you can check all that out for yourself, but you don't need me. And plus, there are plenty of TIs who use frequency recording equipment, and they can tell a mile off when somebody's using electronic frequencies on them. The TIs have been having evidence up the fucking wazoo. It's just that nobody with money is listening, and nobody with money is listening because people with money benefit from the experiments. It's very simple. People are trying to throw other shit on top of it. Like, no, this is not a fairy tale. This is not a movie. And again, Phil needs to talk to me, because I will fucking. I've had practice with TIs, man. We've had practice. Come see me. Come see me with the bullshit.
I'm a searcher, dude. I try to look on what's actually happening on the planet, how we got here, astronomy, biology, paleontology, what's real.
So hold on, you believe in astronomy, but you don't understand how astrology relates to that? Do you know some of the most serious astrologers out there are astronomers first? There's one particular astrologer, I'm not going to mention his name here, because I don't want him caught up in this bullshit. But there's one particular astrologer who started off with astronomy first, and astronomy forms a big part of what he does with astrology. So this sounds like your typical, I study the physical sciences and therefore I know everything that there is to know. Bullshit.
Real shit. I like reality.
Real shit. Yeah, you see, this is the type of shit I don't work with. Okay, I don't work with this type of shit. I don't trust anybody who relies solely, I like astrology and I like tarot, but I don't rely solely on that. Like I said, I've read about magnetobiology. I've been reading about magnetobiology. I've been reading about economics. I do engaged in some real life shit. I do. I'm not going to lie. And I don't trust anybody who either does astrology and tarot exclusively or does biology or physics exclusively. I like to deal with people who can deal with a whole amalgamation of that shit. I don't like people who stick to one thing or another, because they tend to be very closed-minded. And with that closed-mindedness comes what? Arrogance. There comes arrogance. There comes, a lot of hot air. Narcissists do three things: exaggerate to the point of hyperbole, big themselves up and tear other people down. Well, that's three things already, so that's four things I'm about to list. Big themselves up, tear other people down, and then they basically, so exaggeration to the point of hyperbole, bringing themselves up, tearing others down, and I don't know, like just basically never quitting and harassing people and crossing their boundaries. So that's 4 things that narcissists do. And the 5th thing they do is derail the conversation that you're in. If they feel like they're losing an argument, then they'll derail the conversation and move on to something else. Once again, I'm a TI. If I practice dealing with these types of people, I deal with these types of people every day. Okay? And I also deal with the types of people that when I do have evidence in my corner, that evidence is not paid attention to and that evidence is not listened to. That's what TIs deal with every day. You're dealing with a different set of people. The worst thing you ever did is bring your ass around here. Because, boy.
Even if it doesn't make me happy. So this is another fucking aspect of more pseudoscience bullshit that these guys make up. I've asked a couple of these guys, I say, cite your sources. And they have no idea what I mean. And
no, that's not true at all. So you're exaggerating again to the point of hyperbole. I went to university. I know what cite your sources mean. I know what that means. But the thing is that the reason why I didn't demonstrate any evidence to you or cite my sources to it, in fact, it really begs the question. You're asking me to cite my sources. I've cited them. I've cited Ramola D, Dr. Millicent Black, William Binney, Edward Snowden, and you tried to use Edward Snowden to justify your argument, but he was justifying my argument. So I've listed all those sources to you. I've listed sources. I've cited sources. I've been citing them. You are the one who didn't pay attention. You are the one who did not bring that up. Instead, like a typical narcissist, you accused people of of doing what you were doing. You exaggerated your good points to the point of hyperbole. You exaggerated our negative traits to the point of hyperbole. You crossed our boundaries repeatedly. You derail the conversation in a bid to try to make us look worse than we actually are. So you derail the conversation to make people feel like they're losing their minds when you don't get what you want. Everything that you're saying is hot air. You got 666, not even 66 videos. You got 677 videos there. Not 690, not 681, 667 videos from my YouTube. Okay, you got 667 videos there. There is bound to be some videos with evidence on it. And I'm guessing not for 1 second, not 1 second have you looked at the evidence of corruption that I have got on those videos. I bet you any money you ain't looked. And yet these people want to talk about, oh, we'll eat you for breakfast. Where? Please, bitch.
a couple of them have known what I mean, and they went and cited a patent from 1989 saying, oh, look at this. This is called voice to skull. And I'm like, what the
hang on a sec.
fuck is that?
So hold on. You study sciences. What do you study again? Astronomy, biology, real shit? The voice of God weaponry and the so-called non-lethal weaponry were literally featured in Forbes. I printed that, I sent you that link 3 fucking times and the link came off. I thought you deleted it. You hadn't deleted it. I was wrong about that. So I sent you that link 3 times. There's a literal Forbes article on non-lethal frequencies. He's talking about the fact that they're not real. How are they not real? And a mainstream media outlet is reporting on them. Now, that doesn't mean that mainstream media are more trustworthy, but you have to think about this logically. Mainstream media are formed of, really, really big companies that are part of conglomerates, right? And they lead all the way back up to the top of economic power. If the top of economic power are willing to put these weapons out there and say, yes, they're real, yes, they've been tested, yes, we're thinking about using them for crowd control, if the military has clearance to say that in a news article or to detail that in a news article, if those secrets are cleared to be revealed, then what the fuck do you think is going on behind the scenes? You mean to tell me you're saying that directed energy weapons and voice to skull are fiction? You've literally got Forbes talking about this shit with backing from the US Navy or the US military. Good Lord, man. Cite your sources. I've been citing sources the entire time I've been doing these videos to you. I've been citing sources. But unless they're your sources, again, exaggeration to the point of hyperbole. If they're not your sources, you don't care. Miss me.
Some machine they thought was invented to shoot, I guess, voices or something across, I don't know how long, 500 feet. They never actually say. They're really ambiguous about it. But this voice...
We're ambiguous because most of us are not technological experts. There are some of us who are, but most of us are not technological experts. And we take bits and pieces from what we've researched and we try to put them together and we try to simplify it in our minds so that we're not overloaded, because there's a lot to cover. When it comes to these, for every 4 or 5 articles that says we're delusional, there are so many more talking about electronic weapons, talking about NLP techniques, talking about MK Ultra, Operation MK Ultra. I don't know if it's called Operation MK Ultra, but it's talking about MK Ultra, talking about investigative tactics used by law enforcement. So there's so much for us to research into in order to understand our own situation. And unfortunately, because we're Havana syndrome victims, our memory can be fucked as well. So our memories can be really, really bad sometimes. And we can sometimes get things wrong. But again, when you're dealing with a narcissist, when you get things wrong, or you say something that later turns out not to be true, they exaggerate it to the point of hyperbole and try to use that to destroy your entire argument. And of course it works, because unfortunately people have a negativity bias. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, unfortunately people have a negativity bias, so it makes it very easy to discredit us when we get stuff wrong, even when we're right, like, I don't know, maybe 75% of the time at least.
The V2K voice to skull. I looked into the patent. I downloaded it because I know what I'm doing, and I zoomed in on it and I looked at it, made a video about it actually, and said, where has it been shown? This is a theory patent. This patent, he says in the patent that it's not even been developed. So where the fuck do you go from?
Just because it says it hasn't been developed, it doesn't mean it hasn't been developed. There are secret projects taking place all the time that people don't know about. If they didn't have that, then they wouldn't be able to do half of what they do. Like, what are you talking about?
From an undeveloped patent to fucking deployed and being used in the field against humans. Where is your evidence? You made that these guys make these wild leaps.
We've had our evidence. We haven't made any wild leaps. We've had evidence. Again, 677 videos at least. Most of them are rants, but like a lot of those videos have evidence on them. Again, what are you talking about? And speaking of which, this guy on my Facebook brought up the fact that I didn't find a camera back when I lived in supported housing. What I did was I kind of took apart the bath a little bit of the way, and I think I took a photo of it. I can't remember why I put the photo. I think it's on Facebook or Twitter. But when I peeled back the bath, there was this really big brown patch. So the rest of it was like a grey sort of wall, and you can tell the grey wall was like super old. But then there was this brown patch behind the bathtub, just behind the overhead pipe. So it was like this brown patch there, and that looked relatively new. So combined with the EMF reader that I had at the time, detecting energy weaponry coming from there, and then me peeling back the bath and finding a brand new brown hole there. Unfortunately, at the time, I wasn't as brazen as I am now. So I neglected, unfortunately, to take, some construction tools and handle that shit myself, because I could have done. But unfortunately, I didn't do it. So that's evidence that something is behind that wall. It's not evidence that a camera is behind that wall. The reason why I hypothesized the camera was behind that wall was because at one point I was having a bath, right? And sometimes I used to do Reiki when I was in the bath, clearing my energy when I was in the bath. So there was this Romanian family that lived across the way from me. And the mother made reference to me doing Reiki in the bath. I'm thinking, how the fuck does she know that? I'm thinking like, and then the other family were like, shh, shh, shh. And I'm like, and then it clicked. They can see me in here, but how? So I started looking around for the camera. And then at one point, I think it was one evening, I came back to the bathroom and I looked just below the overhead pipe, and I looked like straight through the bath. And one of the Romanian family said, "Oh shit." So they've been looking at me through their laptop. And what I believe is behind that wall is either a sensor or an infrared camera. It can't be a camera because I'm trying to think about what type of camera sees through walls. Because I'm thinking it's more like a sensor. But again, I'm not technologically sound. I don't understand these things. All I understand was that when I started looking at that part of the bath, then people started freaking out. And when they started talking about what I was doing in the bathroom, like they were trying to shush one another. So I put that together with what I found inevitably when I tried to take that bath apart. And it took me to mean that they had been spying on me through their laptop in the bathroom. I don't even think I'm the only one that they spied on. I think there are other people that they spied on because they were there before me. They were there long before me. So I am by no means the only TR that they've spied on. I can't be. I cannot be the only TR that they spied on. There has to be others that have been through there. And since I've left that supported housing, unless they've sold that supported housing, anybody who is in that room that I used to live in supported housing, they are a fucking TI. I'm sorry, but nah. Yeah, some wild shit. Some very fucking wild shit. But none of this is made up. Absolutely none of this is made up, unfortunately. I wish it was. Because honestly, like, I don't want people spying on me doing shit. And, doing all kinds of nasty shit. And bringing their families in as well. That's sick. That's sick. Like, so you're going to do that. And then you're going to bring your families in, including children. You're going to bring them in as well. That's some sick shit, man. Like, ugh. I was watching this documentary on Channel 4. The same thing happened to a woman, only in her case, she was being stalked individually. And a guy had basically bugged her house and he refused to leave her alone. And she tried to get the police involved. The police, of course, didn't do shit. It's ugly. It's really ugly business to talk about. But anyway, let's continue.
That's one of the things I'm talking about with these fucks. So, yeah, to get back to my point,
do a lot of these people use Microsoft Edge?
No, but they use cell phones and they don't even know how they work.
That has nothing to do with anything. What technology we use, it has nothing to do with anything. He's derailing the conversation again.
No idea how they work. When their Wi-Fi goes out or something, they get connection issues, or their software blows up, or they get a bug or whatever, and the software crashes, they instantly blame it on the government or...
No. Things can go wrong without the government. Things go wrong without the government all the time. My Wi-Fi stays fucking up. I don't blame the government for anything. Like, again, you got 677 videos, my guy. My Wi-Fi has been going out. Does it sound like I've been blaming the government for that shit? No. But there are hackers who do come into our systems. They do come into our computer systems. It doesn't make sense that they don't. How are you going to have people gang stalking you and you're not going to have people hacking your technology? At the same time, just because Wi-Fi goes bad, it doesn't mean that gang stalkers are literally fucking with it. Again, we watch the behavior. We watch the behavior. We don't watch what people say. We watch the fucking behavior. Again, you're dealing with a seasoned fucking veteran over here. We watch the behavior. So you're trying to paint this picture of us being... Oh, God, this crap. Okay. Sorry. So basically, what I was going to do was... Oh, I've lost my train of thought now. Let me see what this asshole's saying again.
When their Wi-Fi goes
Yeah,
out.
so basically our Wi-Fi going out, nothing to do with anything. Now he's just using something else to derail the conversation. It's boring as hell, but we're going to continue.
The thing is that they suck at research. They suck at troubleshooting. They're just,
I'm not as good with research as I should be. That's absolutely true. But again, exaggeration to the point of hyperbole, trying to tear us down in order to big himself up. Classic narc tactic.
I'm not kidding. They're like 5 IQ above people who hit their chest with the back of their wrists.
What are you talking about? Ugh. What kind of people find this humorous? Ugh.
They're barely functional humans, dude.
People who hit their chest with the back of their wrist.
Yeah,
like
tards.
what? Like
they're just they're barely a cut above drooling tards. These guys.
Oh, ableism as well. Oh, you're a peach.
And they don't realize it because they're a big community and they stick together and they.
We're not that big. We're really not that big. We are not that big, my guy. I have 430, as of this moment, I have 437 subscribers. You have 6.9. In fact, let's have a look at this piece of shit. Hang on. Let's have a look at this piece of shit right here. He's got 52. Oh, he's got 52. But no, our community is not that big. He has 6.9 fucking subscribers. 9.27K. I don't know why I keep getting these different numbers. But he's got 9.27K subscribers. He's got over 9,000 subscribers. But they're all a big community. Big community where? Let's have a look at another gangster. Let's have a look at another TI. Let's have a look at another TI real quick. So there's a TI guy who sends me dailies. Not me, but let's see how many subscribers this poor soul has. He's got 1,000 subscribers. That's not that many. Not in comparison to over 9 fucking thousand. Now let's have a look at how many Tony's got. All right. He's got 512. Big where? Big where? Big where? What are you talking about? And let's look at targeted individual as well. Let's look at this guy right here. Oh, I stand corrected. 8.42K subscribers. God damn. So yeah, relatively big. Okay, I take it back. So yeah, again, research part, he's not wrong on. I could do a little bit more with my research. So let me just see. He's not even talking
together
about
and they reinforce each other's beliefs, and they don't have anybody like me, putting a stick in their spoke.
Right.
Well, we don't need anybody like you putting a stick in our spoke because you talk bullshit. Again, you rely on narc tactics to try and drive us crazy and try to make us feel like we're imagining stuff from our own lives that you have no part of, don't know what you're talking about. Like, no, we don't need somebody like you. There are people out there who don't believe what we believe. There are people like Lindsay Ellis and Tara Mooney and foreign guy. I think foreign guy in a foreign land. I think that's his username. Oh, my memory is really bad. So there's foreign guy in a foreign land, FD signifier, Tara Mooney, Lindsay Ellis. You've got people who do not believe what we believe. You've got Rap Critic as well. You've got people who don't believe what we believe. They are very, very vocal critics about people like me talking about being TIs, because in their minds, we're part of the QAnon crowd. But you see the difference between them and you? The difference between them and you is that they actually believe what the fuck they're saying. That's A. B, they don't rely on narcissistic tactics to get what they want. Sure, some of them are arrogant as fuck. Because when you're studied in a specialist subject, when you know a hell of a lot about one particular thing, you tend to get real arrogant and think that you know everything there is to know about everything in life. That happens, okay? But these people are very, D'Angelo Wallace is another one. So these people are well researched, well educated. They don't go online harassing people for interviews. They do their research quietly. They investigate your social media quietly. They do everything that they need to do. And if there are any parts that they've missed out, then they'll turn around and say, okay, well, there are certain things that I'm not going to read because it would be too time consuming. Okay, but they make sure they put it all together in a carefully packaged expose or whatever. They make sure they get all their information right. Even if some of the information is dubious, they at least try to do their due diligence, and they don't do it in a way that it's abusive and distasteful and trying to make fun of people that they perceive to be mentally ill. That's not what the fuck they do. They have more dignity than you. There are plenty of people who disagree with me. I watch them all the time in order to stress test my beliefs. So one of them will say, well, where's your evidence? Okay, I've got this evidence right here. I've got this evidence right here. I've got anecdotal evidence. I've got circumstantial evidence through my medical records. I've got EMF readers that can tell how high the frequency is or how low the frequency is in my building. You know, that there's a specific trick that I use where I place my hand at the crown of my head, not on the crown of my head, but like close to it, hold it there for a couple of minutes. If you're being attacked by electronic weaponry, your hand will pulsate. So there are definitely different ways that people can look this up for themselves. And a lot of the people who watch my videos, they know I'm right. So, and it's not just TIs either. There are perps watching my channel. They know I'm right. In fact, this whole nerve gorilla thing had them nervous as shit, because it's like, they know I'm not lying. I know I'm not lying. They know you're talking a bunch of hot air, and they're fucking nervous. They want this guy to stop. They want him to stop because he's fucking revealing all their shit. Like, unwittingly, he's revealing all their shit right now by coming at me. I told you that this would happen. I told these people this would happen. Nobody listens to me. Well, that's not true. There are people who listen to me clearly. That was clearly demonstrated yesterday when, a lot of other TIs came in and had my back. But yeah, there's a difference between what they do and what you do. If anybody's going to come into my space and talk shit to me about being a targeted individual, I would rather it be one of those people that was mentioned and not you. Hell no.
Like, you're trying to be like kind of the
voice of reason.
Yeah, but like the bad guy who's actually trying to be the good guy, that they think you're the bad guy.
Well,
no, he's the bad guy. But I'll keep saying this. I hate saying this. I've said this so many times, but he is literally the classic definition of a malignant narcissist. He's not a good guy. He's not a good guy in general. In fact, he's very sick. He's very sick, and you can tell by the way he tries to coerce me into an interview. He's very sick. He's an actual perp, masquerading as a voice of reason. I've got evidence on that fucking internet that he hasn't talked about. Instead, he's just waxed lyrical about things that ultimately don't really matter. Like, who the fuck cares what you think of astrology? Nobody cares. Talk about the evidence that I've actually presented to you. And I have presented evidence to you, and you've made out like it's nothing. Please stop.
Skeptic, that's all. I'm a skeptical person. I mean, I don't just believe word of mouth.
No. You're not skeptical. You're not skeptical. You believe in science. Now, I know how this sounds. This sounds like the same type of argument that religious people use. But you choose to believe in science. You're not skeptical at all. Being skeptical of what somebody else sees that you can't, that's not skeptical. That's just you choosing to believe what you choose to believe. Everybody does that. They just don't call themselves a voice of reason when they do it. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm very skeptical of people like this. I just don't. Again, people who get caught in one specific area, some people become really, really brilliant when they focus their minds on one specific area of life or one particular subject, but they get very arrogant and they think they know everything there is to know about life, and their judgment sucks. Because if you're focused on one particular area or field of interest, then your mind shuts off to all the other things that should tell you to have empathy, should tell you to have some common sense, should tell you to respect people's boundaries, should tell you to actually use your judgment when it comes to the people that you surround yourself with. Like, all those things go out the window sometimes when you're focused on one specific area of life. So you're not a voice of reason, sir. You have a very inflated opinion of yourself. I can have a big opinion of myself too, but like, I can back that shit up. You can't.
I mean, as Carl Sagan said,
right? But it's hard to be that voice of reason for people who are delusional. So,
well, I know talk therapy doesn't really work well, does it? But they're not breaking the law.
Yeah, but it's not delusional. None of it is delusional. Like, again, the documentation is out there. The websites are out there. You're choosing to believe it's delusional because that suits your point of view, and it suits your point of view because you don't like change. Again, that's what it all boils down to. I used to think people were scared of, the truth of what was going on. No, people are not scared of the truth. They're scared of having to change their entire way of life based on their previous conceptions. That's why cognitive dissonance happens. It's because if they find out that targeting is real, how drastically do their lives change? If they start to take our evidence seriously, then how drastically do their lives change? Let's just say I wake up tomorrow and it turns out that I wasn't a targeted individual all along. I was just the victim of a little bit of trolling and maybe some non-ionized radiation, right? If it turns out that I'm not a TI, how does my life change? It doesn't. If I find out that I'm a TI, I'm already on the mental health register. I'm already receiving benefits. All of this is happening already. So if I was to find out tomorrow that I wasn't a TI, then how does my life change? Really, it doesn't. It doesn't change. So I'm not afraid of that. It's not something that I'm afraid of. And if I'm not a TI, then frankly, that actually makes my life easier. If it turned out tomorrow that all of this was just one big long dream for the almost 2 decades, well, I found out that I was a TI for 2 decades. The truth is, it's probably been going on all my life. But if I wake up tomorrow and find out that all of this wasn't real, and how does my life change? It doesn't change my life. It doesn't change my life. It doesn't change anything. The only thing it changes is that maybe I'd have to just be like everyone else. That is the only thing that would change. And trust me, when I've been a child, that is all I ever wanted, just to be like everyone else. So what the fuck changes if I'm not a TI anymore? What changes? Nothing. But what happens when people like this find out that targeting is actually real? What happens when they find out that millions of people are being genocided every day, being slow cooked to death and data mined to death? What happens then? What happens when people actually get to grips with the fact that all this is real? Why does their lives change? And don't kid yourself, your lives would change drastically, because now you're not just looking at the products you use, you're looking at your family, you're looking at your neighbors, you're looking at your friends, now you have to rethink every single aspect of your life when you find out that targeting is real. You have to think about every aspect of your life. You have to think about your military, your fucking you have to think about your military, your law enforcement. You have to think about the businesses that you put your money into. You have to think about your friends, your family, your neighbors, like I said before. How many of them have been telling you the truth this whole time? How many of you have been working behind your back to probably sabotage you or to probably sabotage someone else and lie to you? You even got to look at your relatives different. You got to look at your wife different, your kids different. You got to look at your husband different. When you find out targeting is real, it changes your entire fucking life. My case, it actually gave me the freedom to be who I actually am and not have to hide. But with, with other people who have jobs and bills to pay, and this person who has a car probably has insurance to pay for it, it's easier to turn around and say that it's delusion because it's the least line of resistance. Because you know the ways in which your lives would change if it turns out that all of this was factual. So what this guy does, again, narcissists see your weakness as well. They see your vulnerable points and they use that against you in order to slander you to others so that others can feel soothed in their cognitive dissonance, and they can feel soothed in thinking that you're delusional and that none of this is real. I know a thing or two about psychology.
Well, some of them are, but and I've actually turned in a couple of them. One of them is that Tony guy. I sent police to his house because.
So Tony was telling the truth. Tony was telling the fucking truth. Yes, I love it. So Tony was telling the fucking truth. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? So basically, Tony said this. He sent police round to my house with guns, right? Notice how Nerve Gorilla sidestepped the fact that he brought Tony, but yeah, now we're getting to the truth. So he sent police round to Tony's house. What a piece of shit.
I felt that he needed a wellness check. And he turned
You don't know him. You don't know him. No, you're a perp. You're a perp. Case closed. Why are you fucking sending police round to people's houses, somebody you've never even met or spoken to? That's a red fucking flag. That is a red flag. That's akin to a neighbor doing that when they don't know what the fuck's going on. Why would you do that? Tony, you've been validated right here, right now, out of this guy's own mouth. Tony, check this out, babes. You've been validated.
For people who are delusional. So
that Tony guy, I sent police to his house because I felt that he needed a wellness check.
How do you even know where he lives? How do you even know where he lives? Wouldn't they ask you where his address was? So how do you know where he lives? What, you didn't dox him? So apparently Targeted Tony accused you of doxing him, and you apparently haven't doxed him, but you've been able to send police round to his house. How were you able to do that without knowing where he lives and knowing what his name was? I don't even know what his name is. Targeted Tony, that's what I know him by. I don't know his actual name. I know Targeted Tony is his username, but I don't know his name and don't know where he lives. How did you find that out? Inquiring minds want to fucking know.
And he turned it into Nerve Gorilla. Swatted him.
Who's Tony?
I don't know. He's just like his name is Targeted Tony. I don't know. You probably shouldn't get into this stupid shit. It's really stupid.
All the bloatware, literally schizos. Kazumoka's another perp.
I'm more about awesome shit. 5.1 surround sound music, downloading movies, piracy, BitTorrent, Pirate Bay, sharing music, using the internet for what it's fucking meant to be used for.
Again, who the fuck are you? Who are you to decide what the internet is used for? Who the fuck are you, sir? Bro.
I don't know what a lot of that is, but it sounds cool.
You're so full of shit, dude. I don't even believe you.
You're so full of shit, I don't even believe you. That's funny to you? Okay, cool.
How can you not know what an ad blocker is? You're so full of shit, your eyes are brown.
It wasn't funny the first time. It's not funny the next 100 times. Let's continue.
Okay. Whatever.
Are you
I don't know.
Are you using Windows 11 or 10?
I don't know.
Who gives a shit?
All right, here's what you do. Listen to my advice. I don't mislead people. You go get Firefox.
Yes, you do.
Download uBlock or
Yes, you do. You do mislead people. You absolutely mislead people. That's the whole point of this fucking so-called documentary. You fucking mislead people all the time. You lie all the time. You lie like you breathe. You're like, the only time that I've known you to tell the truth is when you were talking about that fucking link shit. That's the only time when I've known you to tell the truth. You've literally been talking shit this entire time.
and then go to YouTube. It'll blow your mind.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can definitely do that. Do you play any video games?
I've been gaming since 1984. Yeah, I like games. Not really recent ones, because recent ones blow, but I hate DRM, if you know what that is.
DR.
So you've been online since the 1980s. Hang on.
Yeah.
I like games. Mind.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can definitely do that. Do you play any video games?
I've been gaming since 1984. Yeah, I like games.
You've been gaming since So your old ass has been gaming since 1984. I know if you've been gaming since 1984, you're old as fuck. You got to be middle-aged, like, at least. You've been gaming since 1984. You've been using the internet all this time, and yet you can't use a simple click to find voice of God technology? My guy, is this real life? Get the fuck out of here. You're a perp.
Not really recent ones, because recent ones blow, but I hate DRM, if you know what that is.
DRM.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's assuming you're even telling the truth about the 1984 thing. You lie and exaggerate so much.
It's management. It's basically you buy a game and you need online authentication, or you unplug your internet or something and you can't play your fucking game anymore. Yeah. I hate DRM, dude.
Games like that on Steam.
Yep.
Do you play shooters?
Shoot 'em ups or first person shooters?
First person shooters.
Well, not really much anymore, but if I do, it'll be older ones. Serious Sam, Quake, Quake 2, Quake 3.
Counter-Strike?
Doom. Yeah, I played Counter-Strike in 1999. I have beta screenshots on my hard drive right now. I played it when it first came out. I played it up
I'm just talking about games now. Hang on.
until about CS 1.6, and then I stopped.
Yeah.
Guy who made Counter-Strike, one of my screenshots and a whole bunch of different marketing, they use my screenshot for a whole bunch of...
Yeah, you're like an OG.
Yep. Yeah, I've been around a while, dude. In fact, like, I used to not like police the way a lot of these TIs don't like police. The police came in to search my brother's room or arrest him or something. I don't know. This was like 99, early 2000. They came in...
So presumably that's when they hired you.
Because I lived with my family at the time.
Are we done talking about video games?
I was going to talk about Counter-Strike.
Oh, okay.
So I was just an asshole. I didn't like cops, so I loaded up Counter-Strike, and all of a sudden gunshots and explosions just to piss the police off. Because I was kind of a punk kid, you know. I was really defiant of authority that I used Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
to.
nowadays they would like get mad and like shoot you or something.
Maybe not. No. If they saw this gun right here that I have in front of me,
and you're armed stop it. Oh my gosh. Let's paint a picture. First off, the guy clearly has narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. So just by his behavior alone, he's got narcissistic personality disorder. Second thing is, he harasses people online relentlessly. Third thing is, he will send police round to people's houses that he does not know based on videos. And he will find out your address and find out where you live and send police round to your house after finding out where you live. And like, holy fucking shit. I mean, look at Targeted Tony's page again. I need to see something real quick. Targeted Tony. Tony, this guy is fucking armed, babes. This guy is armed. So you mean to tell me this guy has malignant narcissistic personality disorder, is psychotically obsessed with slandering people and insulting people, and then on top of that, this motherfucker's armed? Stop it. Just stop right now. Case closed, man. You're a fucking perp.
If they saw this gun in front of me, they might shoot me. That's why I wouldn't reach for it.
The police hired you. LAPD must have hired you. I don't actually know. I don't think it's LAPD. I don't know which state you're from. And I can't tell by your accent either because I'm not American, but the state hired you. There's no way that they fucking didn't. There's no way that they fucking didn't. You fit the profile. You were able to get up their ass with, with fucking the internet or what have you. You were able to get up their ass with the internet. You might have committed a crime here and there because if you're defiant, if you have a history of being defiant against the police and you're fucking armed today, then it's likely that they might have hired you specifically for your skill and said, okay, you've been on the internet for a while. We need you to do this for us. You do this for us. Seeing as you've done stuff to piss the police off, what we're going to do is we're going to give you the opportunity to stalk and discredit multiple targeted individuals that we've selected to be surveyed, right? So we're going to give you that opportunity to stalk and survey these people. Get that shit off your record. And if anything happens, we'll protect you. So this guy is definitely put in place to slander TIs, to cause TIs danger, because he targeted Tony and sent police round to his house. This man is dangerous. He is dangerous. And the people who follow him, they're either just as dangerous as he is, or to quote Scream, they're repressed, pussy-ass wet rags. Those are the type of people that follow him because those are the type of people that narcissists attract. People who don't really have the courage of their own convictions to stand by. And I know because I used to be victim to narcissists. Because I didn't have strong boundaries of my own. That's why I used to kind of fall for their tricks a lot, even as a TI, because I didn't really have strong boundaries. I didn't really have a strong sense of self, and I'd been surrounded by narcissists my entire life. So I'd just become accommodating. I just learned to accommodate. I'm not accommodating anymore. This guy is fucking dangerous, and he's fucking sick. Now, since I blocked him for the last time from one of his YouTube channels, I haven't heard anything from him. But there is no way in hell. This guy is a malignant narcissist. There is no way in hell that I'm not going to hear from him again. There's no way I'm not going to hear from him again. That's one of the reasons I did this video. The second reason I did this video is because, honestly, I would feel weird if I didn't, because I said I was going to. I know it sounds really childish, but yeah, to this motherfucker's arm. The LAPD. It's got to be the LAPD. I don't know which state this guy belongs to. But whoever, because the US are not very subtle with their targeting at all. They're not subtle. So, I don't know which state this guy is in. But I know he's part of the larger picture. If he's sending police round to the house of a guy he doesn't know. Wow.
I'm about to go on a walk with my girlfriend, a nice little hike. But yeah, a lot of these TIs, dude, they're single. A lot of them have cats. I'm not saying that has anything to do with it, but I'm thinking toxoplasmosis, sniffing.
Okay. This is just more deflection and more nonsense.
Too many fucking cat turds.
I don't have a cat, by the way. Don't get me wrong, I'm fucking obsessed with cats, but I don't have a cat of my own. And where I live, dog country. So, there are a lot of TIs, in fact, one TI right now is actually pregnant. They already have a kid. They're about to have another one. They have a boyfriend. They're settled. I know 2 other TIs who are married. There's another TI who actually has a dog, not a cat. There are actually quite a few TIs who are married couples or who have been married. So, whilst single people are easier people to target, that's probably why a lot of TIs are single, because single people are easier. They're more isolated, so why wouldn't they be? There are quite a few married and, taken TIs. I was in a relationship at one point. But yeah, no, TIs don't just sit around thinking about what gang stalkers are doing to them, and that's the point. If it wasn't for perps like this person going out of their way to get attention from us, we would not pay attention to anybody except ourselves and the people that we love. And that's the absolute truth. We wouldn't pay attention to anyone if they weren't going out of their way to get attention through reactive abuse. We wouldn't notice them. So, and obsessive reactive abuse on top of that.
But, I'm trying to teach them. I'm willing to give my time.
You have nothing to teach. You have nothing to teach. We don't need a lesson in rationality, and your ass can't teach it. You just appeal to a bunch of, again, repressed pussy ass wet rags or sociopaths like yourself. You have nothing to teach
them how to fucking do things on the internet, but they don't.
I don't want you to teach me how to do things on the internet, because then I end up being a recruit, don't I? The fuck do I need to do that for? I become another flying monkey taking advice from you. I'm sorry. If I don't become another informal collaborator by taking advice from you, then at the very least, I become the flying monkey of a fucking narcissist. Do you think I'm going to fucking do that? No. There are plenty of other people to learn IT from. You ain't the only one that's out there. There are plenty of people who are more skilled than you, sir. Okay? Knock it off.
Want to learn. It's so weird.
They don't want to learn. We're learning more than you. Again, I've been citing sources since I've been starting videos, and since I've been citing sources. You're the one who doesn't want to learn, because again, malignant narcissism tends to do that in a person.
Well, I hope that you achieve what you're looking to do. It sounds like these people really need help.
How'd you find my channel?
I just was watching random live streams that don't have views.
You really gotta get that. Here, let me type it in. Are you in the fucking chat right now? Let's see. Firefox plus uBlock Origin. I wouldn't use Linux as my main operating system just yet. Maybe in the future. But
okay. Well,
this is not some app that you can just open up and disable. A lot of the.
So he's talking about IT stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Abe, dude.
Right, so yeah, finally gets back to me. Finally, good lord. And I was trolling
with Abe, dude. So anyway, maybe I should try to finish this lady's
version through shaming, racially trolling. My name was Nerve Gorilla on the internet before you even knew what the internet was, lady. Not possible. I knew what the internet was when I was 10 or 11 years old. So what the fuck are you talking about, Dick Stain? Anyway.
Well, I don't even know how old she is, but those are the chances generally. I might not be right all the time on that, but I have been online a lot longer than most of the people that are on it right now. Not that makes me better, but I study this fucking place. I do shit, obviously. I don't just sit and look at YouTube only.
Right, so basically, listen to this. All right, Tony says basically this nutcase sent police to Tony's house with guns.
Again, all police have guns.
So didn't you just admit that you sent police round to his house when you don't know him and you don't know his life and you don't know whether this, gang stalking thing is real or not? He's actually provided evidence and you still sent police round to his house. Bruh, stop.
It's his job to discredit. Baby, he's got...
Why? By the way, why does she automatically side with Tony? Why didn't you hear why the police were sent there? Did you hear his threats, lady? No, you didn't. But you're automatically siding with him because...
If I know targeted Tony, I know he's made threats. Bitch, let me tell you something right now, right? When you're dealing with malignant narcissists engaging in reactive abuse, they are specifically designed to try to get a reaction out of you. Because with all the gaslighting going on, with all the electronic torture going on, it can make a person vulnerable and susceptible to acting out sometimes. I know he's threatened to kick your ass. He must have done. There is no way that he didn't. At the end of the day, right? This is what happens to some people who are TIs. They get reactively abused to the point where they can feel violent sometimes. It happens. That tends to happen when you're reactively abused. Even if you don't say it, sometimes you snap or sometimes you feel like snapping. So I don't doubt that at all. But this is the problem though. He doesn't even know what you look like. He doesn't even know what you look like. He doesn't even know where you live. So how the fuck are those threats going to in any way be substantial if he doesn't even know what the fuck you look like or where you live? Like, how are those threats going to hold up, sir? How are those threats going to hold up? And how is that a threat to your life if he doesn't know where you are? He doesn't even know your face.
Because he's a targeted individual like you. That's called tribalism.
Tribalism is what you have on your channel. Next.
Because he's on your side doesn't mean everything he says is true. Do you get it?
Again, look in the mirror, sir. You have one. Well, I shouldn't make assumptions, but I assume you have a mirror in your house. Maybe look in that. You got tribalism. Prime example of tribalism right here. Don't come for me. No, don't start the reading because you will get chaptered right out of this library. I'm stay stealing quotes. Somebody needs to come get me. I can't steal quotes like this, babes.
Thousands of subscribers on his channel, and he's got on one of his videos, it's got him saying the fire department of New York is, or the fire, I think it's the fire department of New York. Oh, they're not gang stalking you people. So yeah, he's definitely created a channel to fucking discredit TIs.
Did you hear what she just fucking said? So because I made this video, the fire department of New York is not following you people. Her response is, I made the entire channel to discredit you people.
Well, that's what you lead with. That's what you lead with. You've hooked people in with negativity bias about TIs, right? So right here, you use my thumbnail. Like you use one of my videos for a lame ass thumbnail of yours. And then you talk about proving something. And then you talk about, like, you've got plenty of videos in which you lead in deliberately with talking about TIs, discrediting them, and quote unquote roasting them with jokes that are just not funny at all. So yeah. If you didn't set up your entire channel to discredit TIs, then discrediting TIs, and not very well I might add, is definitely a big part of what you do. I didn't stutter.
What a dumbass!
Department of New York is, or the fire, I think it's the fire department of New York. Oh, they're not gang stalking you people. So yeah, he's definitely created a channel to fucking discredit TIs, and it wouldn't surprise me if he paid for his subscribers, or if his controllers or...
Okay. Oh my god, dude, she's so dumb.
Yeah, but people have been stalked long before 2007, like, oh my god. Again, this is deliberately done to send people crazy. Like, he knows what he's doing. He completely knows what he's doing. He's doing this to try and send people crazy. Oh, Lord.
handlers paid for his subscribers. I'm not surprised he made death threats to you, my love. I'm not surprised at all.
What she's saying.
All right, so paid for subscribers. I mean, I said that the subscribers that have been paid for because of how many subscribers he's got. But, I mean, you saw one of the targeted individual YouTubers. Like, they've got thousands of subscribers too. So, once again, Nerve Gorilla has made, like, one legit point in his entire diatribe here. So, he's made another legit point. The legit point that he's made is that just because you have thousands of subscribers, it doesn't automatically mean that those subscribers are paid for. I mean, the followers can be paid for, but it doesn't automatically mean that. And just because he is a perp, it doesn't mean that all the people who follow him are perps as well. And this is where I have to admit, sometimes I exaggerate to the point of hyperbole, because the thing is, you can have some subscribers that are paid for. You can have other subscribers that have come in, like, you know, genuinely interested in the channel, because again, he does IT stuff. So maybe a lot of his followers are on his page for IT stuff. Do you feel me? So that was just me kind of hypothesizing and kind of like, yeah, you know, making up my own mind based on what I've seen in the past before with other people who are prominent online. But, you know, it doesn't mean that his story, it could be, he could have some paid subscribers, he could have some paid bots lying around, but it doesn't mean it's all of them. Do you understand what I mean? So, kind of a legit point, not gonna lie, but yeah, let's see what he says.
Doesn't
paid for his subscribers. I'm not surprised he made death threats to you, my love. I'm not surprised at all.
What she's saying doesn't fucking make sense to a normal person.
Of course, because again, if you find out targeted individuals are actually real, you find out gang stalking is real, how does that change your life? It changes your life drastically, so people would rather not deal with it, okay? Now, when it comes to controllers and handlers, there are there is a hierarchy of 3 tiers that I know about. Now, as far as I know, it goes above 3 tiers, but the 3 tiers that I actually know about are perps, handlers, and controllers. Controllers, right here. No, so handlers are regional. Perps tend to deal with individual neighborhoods or individual communities on the ground, right? Handlers are the ones who actually handle like about 5 to 15 perps at a time. So that would be a handler. Controllers are regional and they tend to control the handlers. And the controllers get around like internationally. They tend to go all over the world. Usually they're high-level criminals that are actually hired, controllers are. When it comes to handlers can be criminals as well, but they're usually just malignant narcissists who are hired to lie through their teeth and, you know, have somebody stalked by multiple perps. Sometimes those handlers go overboard. And a lot of targeted individuals get into really horrible situations because of it. But yeah, it's real. It's real, unfortunately. I really wish it wasn't. It's fucking horrible. It's just fucking horrible. Like, the whole thing is just fucking horrible. I just feel like this guy is literally talking as if we want it to be real or we want to be special. I wanted to be special, not like this, bro. Like, no. You hear about the human trafficking that goes on with, you know, that TIs are subjected to. You talk about the human trafficking TIs are subjected to, the electronic torture, the abuse, emotionally, sexually, physically, the reactive abuse, like this fucking claptrap online. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this. Not a single soul wants this. Oh, God. God almighty. But like, it just, but again, if I found out tomorrow that I was a TI, what would change? How many rapists are actually convicted? How many child molesters are even reported to police? Because a lot of them are within the family. So how many child molesters are actually reported? How many rapists are actually convicted? How many narcissistic abusers actually face jail? There are plenty of domestic abuse victims. I haven't been through domestic abuse, but I know quite a few people who have. Domestic abusers, sometimes they don't even face prison. So, like, again, if I was a targeted individual, if I wasn't a targeted individual, really and truly, apart from the electronic torture stuff, like, what would change? Nothing. So, of course, so-called normal people are going to be privy to it because they're not supposed to be privy to it. That's the point.
I don't use the word controllers or handlers anywhere in my life.
I don't care if you use it. I care about what you do. I don't care if you use it.
Dude. Except when I'm talking about video games, yeah, controllers. What the? I paid for subscribers. Why did you just make that up like you fucking people always do? I don't care about subscribers.
But you make shit up all the time. You make shit up more than we do. What I did was speculate. You see, this is you, again, exaggerating it to the point of hyperbole like you always fucking do. Ain't nobody making shit up over here. You're the one making shit up. You had evidence right fucking in front of you and you didn't mention it once. And I'm still waiting for you to bring up the fact that, you know, there was somebody on camera who admitted that perps were real. I'm still waiting for you to talk about that. You haven't talked about it yet.
In fact, I'm trying to get rid of them. Hi, I'm trying to get rid of them. Let me type in the word goal. Let's see. What the? Okay, all right, see this? I made 3 videos with the word goal in it, okay? The first one I made in October 2021. In fact, I'm trying to get rid of them. Fucking makes sense to a normal person. I don't use the word controllers or handlers anywhere in my life, dude. Except when I'm talking about video games, yeah, controllers. What the? I paid for subscribers. Why did you just make that up like you fucking people? What the?
Bob Green.
I'm trying to get rid of them. Hi, I'm trying to get rid of them. Let me type.
Bob, hang on. Who's this? Bob Green has a new bra to sell. So this is probably on another one of his channels. Found this beast spreading misinformation. 14/41/16. Yeah, a malignant narcissist. That's a malignant narcissist, people. Who gets this obsessed over people's breath? Like, grow up, shit.
Let me type in the word goal. Let's see. What the? To get rid of them. Hi. What the? I paid for subscribers. Why did you just make that up like you fucking people always do? I don't care about subscribers. In fact, I'm trying to get rid of them. Hi, I'm trying to get rid of them.
All right.
Let me type in the word goal. Let's see.
What does the word goal have anything to do with anything? Hang on. Found this beast spreading misinformation and saying microwaves are attacking her. Yet when asked to cite her sources, she instead makes a 23-minute video yapping about nothing and proving nothing. Sir, I actually proved that somebody said that they were a perp. What are you talking about? Hey, Fabian, either put some clothes on or get Bob Green's new Twin Towers bra and hoist those things. They're like bowling balls or socks some of us are trying to eat. Well, stop watching it. Stop watching it. You know this isn't going to get you laid, right? And you have a girlfriend. Aren't you fucking her? Like, leave me alone. Jeez.
Okay, all right. See this? I made
like you literally have a whole girlfriend. You have a whole girlfriend, and you're obsessed over somebody else's breasts. I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling that. Because it seems like you're trying to, like, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand the obsession. Just don't get it. The obsession with somebody's body parts. I thought you're supposed to be proving that gang stalking isn't real, not talking about you. This is exactly why I say you're a fucking perp. There is no way in hell. Are you kidding me? You're trying to fucking, like, no, stop it. Just stop it.
3 videos with the word goal in it, okay? The first one I made in October 2021, decrementing subscription goal.
So, 0 subs, that's got to be a gimmick.
Let's hit 0 subs, boys.
Yeah, so that's a gimmick. All right.
Same thing. Let's hit 0 subs, going for 0 subscribers. 0 subscriber goal in session. That's what I want. Get out of my fucking life. I don't want to be popular. I don't want.
Then leave people alone. If you want people out of your life, leave people alone. And clearly you're not doing that great a job of like getting rid of your subscribers, because I mean, you got thousands, and you definitely got a few dick riders who, you know, who listen to you and think you're somehow a voice of reason. I have to wonder what kind of brain broken sociopath would ever look at you and think, oh, that's a voice of reason. Oh my good Lord.
I don't want to be popular. I just want to drop information and walk away. I like
I know you want to drop information and walk away. I know you want to be able to slander people and drag people online that you don't know, who don't know you, and walk away. I don't doubt that, sir.
Yeah, I like being alone, okay? I'm not trying to look at me.
Oh, Lord. You're antisocial. We get it.
I never tell anybody to subscribe. You're just making shit up, lady. God, you fucking people. And you guys suck at making shit up, too. You're not even good at it.
You suck at insults. You suck at insults. You suck at hyperbole. You suck at just minding your business. Go fuck your girlfriend and leave us alone. In fact, no. Your girlfriend needs to leave you alone. I swear to God, you're abusing that woman. There is no way somebody like you has a girlfriend and you're not abusing her, not coercing her, not doing something. Either she's a fucking narcissistic sociopath like you, or you're abusing the poor lady. Either handle that shit or leave her the fuck alone. You clearly don't like women either. Who the fuck goes on about a bra this much? You clearly don't like women. You clearly don't like yourself, and with good reason, I might add. Go focus on that. Leave us alone. If you don't want attention, you do the absolute most to scream for attention and then claim that you don't want attention. Do you see me over here doing that? Do you see any TIs doing that? No, I don't claim that I don't want attention. I don't claim that. I grew up in a background of musicians, for crying out loud. I grew up in a background of musicians and entertainers. I've got entertainers in my family. I'm not averse to attention, my guy. But at the same time, if I wanted attention, it'd be a lot easier than me just saying I'm a TI. There are so many other ways I can get attention other than this that would probably get me more subscribers. Good grief. You're always trying to make out like you're better than you are. Like you're a better person than you are. You're clearly an abusive piece of shit. And that girlfriend of yours, she's not lucky. She's not lucky, because if you feel like you feel about women, she's got some internalized misogyny going on one way or the other. There's no way that her brain is fully functioning having you for a boyfriend, having your trash ass dick inside her. There is no way. I tried to resist turning this into a roast post, but if we're going to insult each other, then let's insult each other. Let's do it. Let's behave like savages if we're going to behave like savages.
He's about to learn today. These people are about to learn what happens when you fucking cross me and when you fucking cross TRs. They're about to learn. Let them make their little videos on me. I've been ready from the time I've been online.
Oh my Lord. So you're not racist, but you're talking about Aunt Jemima. Let's continue.
I think they're gonna fucking come after me because I'm trying trying to intimidate you. That didn't work, so now they're coming after me. They better watch out. I ain't the fucking one. Now,
Oh, get real.
I blocked Nerve Gorilla. I said, fuck off, you're blocked. And this, another psychopath, or probably the same one, said, shut up, mum, bug off. Okay, baby.
No,
Yeah,
it's the same guy. Yeah.
That's one of my other accounts, yeah.
Baby. Okay.
Because unlike you, I can actually tell right away when people block me and delete my comments because I know what I'm doing.
Okay, I love you too.
Well, I'm not trying to know what I'm doing when it comes to people online. I'm trying to stop people from torturing me and getting away with it. That's what I'm focused on doing. I mean, if your IT is your thing, and clearly it's not really your thing because it seems like your IT is basically a smoke screen for you to be able to do something else, which is narcissistically abuse people into a corner. And you're not about to do that with me.
You know, I wonder how many, this is an honest question. I wonder how many of these TIs write comment after comment after comment, not knowing that they're shadow banned, meaning nobody can see their comments but them. I bet you they spend hours a day writing shit, not even knowing that their comments aren't even showing up for anybody.
No, we know.
They don't even understand the internet.
All right,
And I'm not going to lie. Shadow banning can actually happen. People can actually hack into your technology and shadow ban you. At the same time, YouTube themselves can shadow ban people. Facebook themselves can shadow ban people. Instagram themselves can shadow ban people. Twitter themselves can shadow ban people. So this is a tricky area to talk about because whilst people can hack into your technology and shadow ban your shit, there are plenty of like social media sites that can shadow ban any comments automatically themselves anyway. So it's, I mean, yeah.
all right, love you too.
Who is she talking to, Tony?
So, shut up, mum, bug off. Says, oh, one of those earpluggers, huh? I know what to do with earpluggers.
And he thinks he's a
Currently
badass.
downloading all your videos. Get used.
Hang on a sec, Fabs. Hang on.
Shut up, mum, bug off. Says, oh, one of those earpluggers, huh? I know what to do with earpluggers. Currently downloading all your videos. Get used to scrutiny. He's gonna be downloading a long fucking time, bro, because I made a lot of fucking videos. And he said, currently downloading all your videos. Get used to scrutiny. I said, get used to it, bitch. I've been aware of being unlawfully surveyed for almost 2 decades. Go for broke. And it says, Frank,
Dude, maybe you guys can help me with this, but listen what she says here, man.
I'm looking forward to your material. God knows it'll be a lot more interesting than the usual fare on this channel. But
I mean, that's true because literally it's just me sitting talking most of the time and recapping what's actually happened. So, I mean, the thing is, when people come after me and attack me, it gives me more material to work with. It gives me material to work with and it gives me an opportunity to reach a whole new, a whole new group of TIs. It gives me that opportunity to do that. So hell yeah. Some of my videos are not that interesting unless they've got evidence on it or unless they've got, some type of links on it. Yeah, I'm not afraid to call a spade, my guy.
You won't download from YouTube.
What does that fucking mean? What is she talking about?
I didn't actually know that you could download from YouTube, but apparently he has a program in which you can download from YouTube. He definitely has downloaded it from YouTube. Because I was thinking he could download it from Instagram or Facebook, or Twitter or even TikTok, right? But I actually didn't know that there were pirate software that could be used to download YouTube. But yeah, if you've got the technology, you can download it from anywhere.
You can say hello from another of your channels. So,
what does that even mean? I'm really fucking confused.
How are you confused? Hyperbole again. Stop it.
Decade. It says, frankly, your material knows it'll be a lot more usual fare on this channel, but I'm guessing you won't download from YouTube.
What does that mean? Where else am I going to download your videos from? Facebook? What do you mean? I'm guessing you won't download from YouTube. What? Where do you think your videos are stored, lady?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I mean, take your pick. Like I said, it's out there. It's public. Go for broke. Go for fucking broke.
That's exactly what I did. Right here. Right here. I downloaded
Why are you so angry?
your videos. They're right here. I can scroll through them. Whee! Look at this big mouth. This fucking gas bag, windbag with no evidence at all.
You have 677 videos. And a good chunk of them have got evidence on it. And he's talking about videos with no evidence at all. Oh my God, stop. Just stop. Just stop. He is humiliating himself. I swear to God, he's just humiliating himself at this point. I can't with this. Wait a minute, you literally had a video right there. Like, hang on, let's go back. Hold on a second. Let me see. Because he literally had a video right there. With evidence on it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can find it. He literally had a video on one of his videos with evidence on it. With a literal dictaphone on it. What? Oh my God. You are humiliating yourself. Seriously, you're embarrassing yourself. Good grief. You're embarrassing yourself hyperbole. Like you're just embarrassing yourself, sir. Sir, you really need to stop this. You really need to stop now. You're embarrassing yourself.
That's today.
Make any sense?
You're blocked too. You can say hello from another of your channels. So, that's today. So because they got in a pissing match with Tony, and Tony wouldn't take the bait, so they've
Hey, did you catch that? Look at this. She's got ads on her fucking Facebook page. We're featured. What the fuck is that shit? I don't have that.
Who cares?
She's another person that doesn't use an ad blocker. And she uses Google Chrome, by the way, which is the wrong browser to use.
I don't want to use an ad blocker. I don't care about ads. Like you do. Again, what he's doing is he's incorporating his IT knowledge into discrediting us to make himself sound credible, but also in a bid to kind of promote what he does. Now, this is clumsy as fuck. Like the segues into, you know, talking about his IT knowledge is clumsy as fuck, because absolutely none of this proves that gang stalking doesn't exist. I literally have evidence of scars on my body where the weapons have hit, burns. I have medical records talking about, you know, warning against talking to me, because I have conversations recorded. I have recorded conversations of mental health professionals trying to fuck with me. That's why they don't talk to me like that. And if they do, they try to make sure they don't talk to me in my home, because they know I'm going to have it recorded and they know I'm going to have evidence of their wrongdoing. He's embarrassing himself. He's using segues that don't make sense. He's relying on insults that are just basic. You know, again, they appeal to repressed wet rags and, you know, malignant narcissists and sociopaths. They don't appeal to anybody with actual intelligence. They just appeal to people who are socially awkward and who have taken the black pill. Now,
so they've threatened to kill him. They've sent police round to his house with fucking guns, which means he probably sent a SWAT team to Tony's fucking house. And he's tried to...
Hold on. So, wait a minute. Wait a fucking second, right?
She's another person that doesn't use an ad blocker. And she uses Google Chrome, by the way, which is the wrong browser to use.
So they've threatened to kill him. They've sent police round to his house with fucking guns, which means he probably sent a SWAT team to Tony's fucking house. And he's tried to...
So basically, uses Google without an ad blocker. So you're hearing about me, talking about you, threatening to kill him, sending police round to his house, and you're not mentioning that. That's another thing that he just fucking sidestepped.
Sent a SWAT team.
No, see, she just... Oh! They can't get anything right.
You can't get anything right. Why the fuck are you sending police round to his house in the first place when you don't know him? And he doesn't know you. And you've been reactively abusing him. Do you understand? I know from your behavior that you've been reactively abusing him. And that's probably why he fucking threatened you. You ain't getting me like that, babes. You're not getting me like that. I can assure you that for nothing. Okay? You're not getting me like that. Because the thing is, Tony used the words with guns. Tony knows what police look like. Why would he say with guns if they weren't brandishing those guns? Or something.
Team is different than police. Do you know the fucking difference, or do I need to...
Actually, I didn't know the difference.
Get some fucking flashcards? Do I need a blank fucking flashcard? This is a SWAT team member. Yeah.
I don't live in the US, so from what I've seen of SWAT teams, and I know that SWAT teams and police are not exactly the same, but I know they're both law enforcement. So, yeah, that's not a case of me being intellectually inept. That's a case of me being culturally inept. But again, hyperbole is what this guy uses in order to make his point. So he will literally take anything that you get wrong, any errors that you make, and try to make you look stupid into the bargain. That's the type of stuff that he does.
And here's one over here. This is a police officer. Notice how they have different uniforms? Yeah.
To Tony's fucking house. And he's tried to intimidate Tony in a number of ways. That didn't work. So now they're trying their shit with me. And I am not the fucking one.
You're so tough.
I am tough. Ask the police. Police have been around here. Police tried that fucking intimidation shit with me. I told them where to get off. They're scared of me.
Will slap you dead in your fucking face. Don't try me today. Okay? It was the same.
Wants to insult me with her banana boobs. Are they bananas or pancakes? Make up your mind. Sorry, that's me being petty. Are they bananas or pancakes? Make up your fucking mind. But yeah, no.
Shit that I got when I showed the lady from Exeter's videos. You remember the threats that said, "Oh, her whole family was killed and they framed her"? That was a lie. But that was also a threat because they said the same thing would happen to me if I kept taking up for Erica. I'm sorry I revealed her name. Her name's Erica. I'm sorry, Erica. But if I kept taking up for this person or this woman...
Why is that funny? Oh, this guy's a sociopath. Let's continue.
Then they threatened to basically kill my family and frame me for it. As if these targets haven't, not these targets, but as if...
So basically, because I made a mistake and tried to show respect to a woman who trusted me with a photo of hers, he thinks that's hilarious.
These fucking weapons, and it's as if these fucking perps haven't already been killing my fucking family.
No.
Come on now.
No.
Come on now.
No what?
Who the hell are you? You're just some fucking... You look like a cashier or a Walmart shelf stalker.
Now who's culturally inept? We don't have Walmarts over here. We don't have Walmarts over here, sir. I'm not American. You haven't noticed this? I'm not actually American. You couldn't tell by my accent that I wasn't an American TI. Good grief. You look like a cashier. What does a cashier look like? There are so many cashiers who look different to one another. Like, you don't make any sense. You look like a cashier. What does that even mean? Now I'm confused. Good grief.
Who the fuck are you? What do you know? You don't know anything. You're not.
Yeah, you don't know jack shit about what you're talking about either, and yet it hasn't stopped you, has it? The thing is, when you're researching and when you're doing what you're doing, there is one motto that I live by. I don't know shit. Okay? I do my research. I fill my mind with as much information as I can. But the key to learning is to not assume that you know. Don't even assume that you know anything, because I guarantee that you don't. It doesn't matter what field you're in or what you're researching. You don't know anything. Nobody knows anything. And the unfortunate thing is that because we need something to cling to, we act like we do. Because we don't want to admit that, knowing this is what makes me feel comfortable. Knowing this is what makes me feel safe. We don't want to admit that to ourselves or each other. So what adults tend to do is we tend to front like we know what's going on instead. And all adults do that. So with me, it really makes me feel uncomfortable to say that I don't know anything. But the truth of the matter is that I always assume that I don't. I always assume that I don't, because I guarantee for every 8 or 9 facts that I am aware of, there's at least one that I'm not aware of. So yeah, I don't have any problem in admitting I don't know anything, but the way in which you're using that, the context in which you're using it, is to try to paint me as dumb. I've already destroyed your ass on a video once. Clearly I'm not dumb. Clearly there's nothing wrong with my reasoning. Clearly I'm able to admit when I'm wrong. Clearly I'm able to see beneath what somebody does, see beneath the deeper aspects of somebody's behavior. I'm clearly not dumb. You're just continuing this narrative again to suit malignant narcissists, sociopaths, or repressed wet rags. So, yeah, I don't know anything, but the context in which you're using those words, you're using it to big yourself up. You seem to be a very, very insecure human being, a childish human being, because what type of adult? You're very insecure, you're very childish, not childlike, childish, and you don't have a very strong sense of self. It's entirely dependent on tearing other people down and bigging yourself up. So you don't even do it that well. The jokes that you make and the insults that you have, they're so basic. Anyone can be racist. Anyone can be sexist. It's the easiest thing in the world to do when you live in a world that's racist and sexist. Anybody can clown you on your ethnicity, on your body size, and on your fucking gender. Anybody can do that. That's not hard. It's the last resort of people who are unintelligent at their core. Continue.
Not dangerous.
Hold on.
A cashier or a Walmart shelf stalker. Who the fuck are you? What do you know? You don't know anything. You're not dangerous.
Well, no, that's the point. You don't target people who you think are going to be able to be an actual, you don't target people who people are going to believe. You target people who people are not going to believe. You target people like me. You target people like my family. My family are a marginalized group. Sure, a lot of my family are successful. I'm probably one of the few people in my family who aren't. But, they're still black people. Black people were fucking spied on by MI5. As soon as they got over here, anybody coming off the Windrush was spied on by MI5. Or they were encouraged to be spied on by MI5 as a way to combat communism. You can look that up. It's absolutely true. So that, combined with the fact that Freemasons approached one of my relatives and showed them a whole book with codes in it, and that's true as well, I mean, connect the dots. I mean, you don't have to be dangerous to be a targeted individual. You don't have to be anybody to be a targeted individual. In fact, it works out better when you're not somebody, because then if you turn around and say that you're being attacked, you're being electronically tortured, you're being stalked by police, then in comes people like you to turn around and say we need to take our meds. So people who are poorer are actually easier to do this to than people who are higher up or dangerous. I mean, sure, you're not going to hire me. I'm not dangerous. Well, the gang stalkers do hire dangerous people. If I was really dangerous, I'd be a gang stalker. I'd be a perp like you. If I was truly dangerous, I'd be one of you guys. I would not be a TI. I would not be talking about this. So you're spot on there. But once again, the context in which you're doing it, you're trying to make out like I'm weaker than I am. And again, I'm not weak. If I was, you wouldn't be getting this het up. You get het up over the silliest shit. That's not me. That's not me.
Why would the government bother with your ass?
All right, let me just...
They're bothering with millions of people, you fucking dumb dolt. They're bothering millions of people. It's not just me. It's not just me in a singular fucking universe being targeted by literally the entire planet. Like, there are millions of us out there. The fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Shout out to the lady from Exeter. I used your name. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I can't take down this video, though. I wish I could.
Yeah, you could.
Because honestly...
The truth is I could take it down. But having to tackling this, in the name of preserving TI sanity, that's too important. I could take it down. He's right. But I'm not going to, because this is too important. He's literally out here attacking all TIs. This guy is dangerous. And he needs to be exposed for what he is. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous individual. So I'm sorry. I used your name, love. I'm entirely sorry. I actually texted her to let her know that I accidentally used her name. And, you know, I let her know that. I let her know I slipped up. I haven't heard from her. But hopefully she's doing okay.
You could edit it. Do you know how to edit videos, lady? No.
I do know how to edit videos, but the problem with editing videos is that editing it and uploading it, because my space, because my phone is limited in what it can do, I could edit it, but it's about, I could have edited it actually. Now that I come to think about it, I should have done, but yeah, it's one of those things.
You don't, because you're dumb.
Yeah.
You don't, because you're dumb. Hyperbole, once again.
You could download the video, edit it, re-upload it, delete the
Once again, segue into his IT stuff.
Hi, yeah. If it's so important, you could do that, but you don't want to because you're inept.
You said you didn't want to name.
Well, again, pot, kettle. I'm just saying.
Here, I'm sorry, love, for mentioning your name, but this is too important because we've got psychopaths out here who have
like
already
you.
made death threats and who have...
A psychopath. So, okay, so what in your mind forms a psychopath? Because a psychopath is usually somebody who is basically just a big ball of rage, but all the rage, it kind of forms like a furnace inside the psyche. So that's why psychopaths are so outwardly charming, outwardly this, that, and the third, because, their brain is literally a big ball of rage-filled nihilism. Now, I've called you a psychopath, but the truth of the matter is that you're too outwardly angry and too outwardly emotional to be a psychopath. There is no way that you're a psychopath. Okay? The truth of the matter is that you're likely to be a sociopath, or like I said, a malignant narcissist. Malignant narcissist fits you better. I don't think it's fair to call you a psychopath because you're just way too pressed about things that just don't matter at all. And the thing is, you often skip past the important stuff with regards to sending police around to people's houses, with regards to, evidence that is right there on my video with somebody confessing to be being a perp, right? And he even uses the same language as you when he talks about, you know, being a perp. He even uses the same language you do. Butthole DNA on your toothbrush. Oh no, that was you. That was you. You skated right by it. So you're definitely a perp.
Already set up.
No. Are you implying that I made a death threat to somebody? Because if so...
Well, a TI said that you made a death threat to them. So, yeah. But I don't know for sure. I'd have to investigate that further.
No, I didn't. Prove it. Prove it.
Channels. So Nerve Gorilla is the first channel, and Shut Up Mum Bug Off is the second channel, and both of these channels are aimed at discrediting targeted individuals and discrediting the whole thing. They're both talking about, so first off, right, you got somebody with one username saying that gang stalking is real and they're actually involved in it, and then you've got a second person with a gorilla username saying it ain't real and it doesn't exist. Bitch, come on now. And
Hold on a second. She just said another dumb fucking thing.
as for the micro, so first off, right, you got somebody with one username saying that gang stalking is real and they're actually involved.
Who?
It was right there on the video. It was right there on the video. You skated right past it.
So? Who?
Gorilla 999. And come to think about it, they use the same language that you use. Now, I'm going to go back onto my video talking about this particular issue.
Gang stalking is real?
And then you've got...
All right, so let's see. Let's go back. All right, let me just see. I think, yeah, this is it right here. So let me just see. Because somebody confessed it was real, right? So let me just see. This is me showing the screenshots.
And I'm not going to reveal their name anytime soon. Okay, here are the photos. All right. So, if you guys remember this person.
All right. So, hello, mate. Do you know what telephone scatologica is? All right.
Gorilla Black 999.
Gorilla Black 999.
I actually assumed that the handlers or the controllers had given the perps over here a username to troll me through. It's just a specific language that they use, like butthole. Perps over here are you.
All right, so what we've got here, do you know what telephone scatologica is? Sex noises over the phone. Perps use this all the time. Sometimes they remotely influence targets to perform these acts with this from the scatologica. Because it happens to me, and I was wondering if you have experienced it. So this is how it started off in the conversation.
Use the word.
And it says, just so you know, if you've left your flat and you don't take your toothbrush with you, perp stick the bristles in their asshole. You've contaminated your teeth. Hang on. Oh my gosh. Let me have a read of this. Actually, let me get the photo up again. It should be on here. It should be on the drop. Actually, it should be on the downloads. Let me just see. So it should be on the downloads here. on downloads. Download folder. No, not settings. I don't want settings. I need downloads folder. Right. Downloads. So that I'm looking for the 16th. Oh God, there's my tarot cards. All right, let me just see. No, that's more stuff like that. Oh, Lord. Okay, so let me see what I can read from what I've posted here. But I could go on my Facebook again. So that's where I remember it from. This is why I'm telling you guys, my memory is fucked, bro. Okay, let me just look at it. So on my Facebook, it's got the photos here of everything that I was talking about, which he hasn't brought up. So let me just see here. Photo. Need to get the photos up. It was before I had my haircut. I know that. Right, okay. Now let's get these photos up. All right, so it says here. Oh, and just so you know, if you've left your flat and don't take your toothbrush with you, the perps stick the bristles in their asshole, laughing my ass off. You've probably brushed your teeth with your neighbor's butthole germs in your mouth. Oh no, Gorilla Black 999. Now let's go back to this video again. All right, let's go back to this video again. I don't know why I logged out of it, but let's go back to this video again. All right. Now,
a second person with the gorilla username.
Check this out. Erica. Oh no. Now, this is a fucking reach. This is a Mr. Fantastic stretch that I'm about to perform here, right? But check the language of the person talking. Hello, mate is incredibly forced. That definitely lets me know that whoever was contacting me knew I was English but wasn't English themselves, because their dialogue with me was very fucking forced. And then on top of that, the toothbrush thing, Targeted Tony has been talking about finding fecal matter in his toothbrush. So already I can't trust what this guy says, because he's lied repeatedly and he skated past anything that really accused him of something serious. And he instead used the opportunity to make jokes about how I'm supposedly dumb or, technologically inept or whatever the fuck he talks about. So basically he uses it to segue into stuff that he does know about, to talk about shit that he doesn't know about or pretends not to know about. Now, oh no, it's a stretch. But personally, I believe that this guy is lying through his teeth, given all the racist jokes that he's already made towards me, Aunt Jemima, Dark Trash, Gorilla Black. That username alone was racist, and then talking about, assholes in toothbrushes and stuff like that. People know that Targeted Tony has been talking about that. Connect the dots. He's been harassing Targeted Tony as well. He's been harassing him too. And what does he usually do when he gets accused of this shit? He gets angry and calls you dumb. Oh, you're making it up. You're making it up. My guy, if people are accusing you of doing something that you're not doing, you might be pressed, but it's a different type of pressed. It's not that kind.
And it ain't real.
They're just, oh my God. Oh. Because some people have similar usernames doesn't mean they're related in any way, lady.
Yeah, but it's not just a similar username, it's also the racist connotations as well. You've used racist jokes repeatedly. You're on one of your other channels, you were talking about Black Lives Matter in a disparaging way. You're clearly a racist piece of shit. Don't try and cop out of this one. Stop it.
That's what you're saying right now? Someone with a gorilla username said that gang stalking is real. Another person with a gorilla name says it's not real. What is with your brain?
What's with your brain? Somebody literally came online and said gang stalking was real. That's evidence right there. Case closed. Somebody came online and said that it was fucking real. Why haven't you spoken about that?
There are different people on the internet. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, I know that, but there are dots connecting. Even if it's not you, even if you're not the perp in question, the perp is either connected to you or connected to Tony. But I'm hypothesizing that it's you. I'm not even stuttering. I'm hypothesizing that it's you. I'm not even stuttering here. I think it's you. I think it's absolutely you. Because the same use of language, the forced humor, the over-reliance on gutter snipe fucking humor, like talking about someone's asshole or pussy, or like focus on body parts, racism, the basic ass jokes, trolling. It's you. It's you. It's you. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will die on this fucking hill. It's you, bro. So you want to turn around and try to get a rise out of me through reactive abuse. Next thing I know, you're coming on my page. No, you were looking for me. You were looking for me through Tony, and you were looking at me because I was associated with Tony. That's what the fuck you do. You go onto TI's pages, you troll the fuck out of them, and when you can't get the reaction that you want, you slander them, or maybe, just maybe, you troll them, and regardless of their reaction, you fucking slander them online anyway, and use your technological expertise in order to do it. And people can see through you like fucking glass, mate. People can see through you like glass. You are not slick. Okay? Now I'm going to wrap this up in a second because we're coming up to 2 hours.
Holy shit.
And it doesn't exist.
So do I have to change my name to Painbow? Because that's what I was in World of Warcraft. Do I have to change my YouTube channel to Painbow, and then you'll finally realize that I'm a different person entirely? You're a retard, lady.
You're not a different person. I'm going to say it. I'm going to come out and fucking say it. You're not a different person. You're a lying, narcissistic piece of shit. You're not a different person. You're a dangerous person. You need to be sectioned. Because the thing is, what you've done in a bid to try to harass me into a voice interview, you need sectioning. You're fucking dangerous. And you're armed. Get the fuck out of here. Imagine if we lived in the same fucking state. Imagine if we lived in the same neighborhood. Hell no. Nah, absolutely not.
Fucking retard. And somebody needs to tell you that you're retarded.
Yes.
People tell me all the time. They just tend to be stupider than me.
Bitch, come on now. And as for the microwave weapon, cite your sources.
Yeah?
You can go directly on Lockheed Martin's page and find information on directed energy weaponry. You can go directly onto Raytheon's.
Let's say that these exist and that...
Go onto the website. Don't say, let's just say that these exist. Go onto the website.
Get in the hands of regular citizens.
They're not going to be put in the hands of regular citizens. They're going to be put in the hands of criminals who are invested in torturing people.
What's the distance on them? So you're saying somebody within your neighborhood can press a button and it goes through their wall and your wall and it attacks you, huh? It
goes through an app. Yeah. Basically, through an app, you control where the person is injured. Yeah, that's my energy. I've got to sort that out in a second. So basically, through an app, you can control where the person is injured. You can absolutely do that. And yes, directed energy can go through walls. It can absolutely do that. It's directed energy and it's invisible, so which makes it perfect. So, yeah.
What's the range limit on it? How come nobody's ever...
I'm sure one TI told me the range limit on these weapons. I can't remember. I'm going to have to ask him again. But I can't remember what the range limit on it is, though, to be honest.
seen anybody carrying one of these so-called weapons?
Because they're normally in somebody's house. These are not the type of weapons you usually carry around. Usually it's on an app and it goes back to a fusion center who sends it to a satellite, who sends it to a drone, who sends it to you. So that's normally how it happens. You know, back before people called it gang stalking, there used to be people who would sit outside somebody's house and, you know, it would be a machine that they'd be there like about 3 times a day. And they would bombard the person's house with microwave energy or directed energy. And that would happen like about 3 times a day at least. With me, the kind of torture I get is satellite tracked. So what happens with me is that wherever I go, I tend to get... it's more likely to be somebody clicking on an app and a drone torturing me. It's more likely to be that than somebody sitting in their, you know, in their house, like pressing a button. These weapons are actually very dangerous to use. So you'll tend to know who's been stalking you by how disheveled they end up being. You know, you can tell who's been on their computer because they're disheveled as shit. They've probably still been showering and brushing their teeth, but they haven't been doing all the other grooming stuff. You can tell who's been sitting in their house using their laptop to torture you. You can always tell. So, yeah. Yeah, it's like it's different types of systems involved in this.
Does it make a loud sound when they turn it on?
There was literally a video which told you how ultrasound and fucking directed energy weapons worked. Like Barbie literally posted a fucking... Sometimes there's a loud pitch sound. It depends on what weapons are used. Sometimes there's a loud high pitched sound. Sometimes you don't hear any sounds at all. But no, they're not normally very loud. The pitch is pretty fucking high though. It does get pretty fucking high sometimes, and sometimes it's audible on camera. But yeah.
Why don't you actually fucking prove something for a change, lady? You're just talking.
Yeah, but I've proved that somebody said that gang stalking is real. All you've said is that it's not the same person. That's all you've said. You've made no comment on the actual evidence that I presented of somebody else saying, yes, it is real. Yes, I'm a perp being influenced to do this to you. And that's not even the first time it's happened. I've got evidence of the person threatening me. You haven't brought up, you know, since you want to talk about that woman's name, you haven't talked about the fact that I was threatened for bringing her photos up. You haven't talked about that. You haven't mentioned that, and I've got evidence of that as well. I could show it right now, actually. Hold on, let me look at my Facebook again. So I don't think it's on Facebook. You see, I regret that because what I should have done was I should have taken a photo of the whole thing and not cropped it. Because then people would have seen the post and then the comments underneath it. But I had them deleted and reported, so... Yeah, I got evidence of that too. Like, ain't no thing for me to prove that shit. Do you know what I mean? So, once again, this guy's just talking out of his arse. He's got nothing to bring to the table, accusing everybody who's doing what he's doing. It's just classic narc tactics. It's tired.
And it's just hot air. You don't go to Lockheed Martin's website and say, oh, it's possible, therefore it's been developed and it's been deployed on regular humans.
Why wouldn't it be deployed on regular humans? The point of directed energy weaponry is to use it on technology and personnel. The fuck is wrong with you?
a huge leap like you fucking retards always do. You made a fucking gigantic leap.
Why don't you go on that video where I asked Lockheed Martin whether or not they test on human subjects and see what their answer is? They could have said no. They could have said no, but they chose to say something else.
Prove that these weapons exist.
I've proven it. Go on their website. Go on their website. I've cited sources, like, I've had sources up the wazoo. I told you where to look. It's not my fucking fault you want to be a narcissistic asshole and try to pretend like everybody else is dumb except for you. No, we're not doing this. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up. This is part 2. I tried to keep it under 2 hours, but it's most likely over 2 hours. So with that, my fellow TIs, thank you for sticking with me. I love you so much. Peace and blessings, my fellow TIs. Bye-bye.